Alexander. He's an internationally renowned posture coach and author of the Align Method. What is this Align Method? Tell me about it.
So really the method aspect of it is paying attention. So what the book and the Align Method is a user's manual on educating people on how they can make it so that your whole day becomes an opportunity, as opposed to typically what we do is we end up kind of like martyring ourselves for work or travel or all the tasks that we need to do. And then we compartmentalize this little gym time to like put all the pieces back together. What the Align Method is an opportunity for people to make it so that your whole day becomes developmental.
So you can incorporate alignment into everything that you do.
Yeah, and getting into the awareness of alignment's more than just a posture thing. Alignment's an emotional thing. It's the way that you think, the way that you feel. Literally, people being in hunched over positions. There was an interesting study done in the University of San Francisco where they had students in this hunched over position, and what they found in that position was that they were more easily able to access more like depressive type memories. And when you go into more of an upright position, like this position has been one that indicates that you feel happy, healthy, confident, strong since forever. Since you were hunting down woolly mammoths, this is like, I got the woolly mammoth.
Because you're signaling to the world, aren't you?
Yeah.
Who you are. But can you influence how you feel by how you poise yourself?
Yeah, without a doubt. And vice versa. You can influence the way that you hold your body based off of the thoughts streaming through your mind. So you could look at it from a bottom-up perspective. The physical body affects my mind. Yes. There's an interesting study that I referenced during the workshop we just did that was done in Harvard. Amy Cuddy, really popular TED Talk, where she gets into being in this hunched over position. The power pose. So being in this position causes your body to end up actually increasing production of cortisol, stress hormones, decreasing production of testosterone. But those are just two little micro indications of what's happening on a more global level. Because we say testosterone and cortisol, that's not the whole story. It's all of your neurochemistry and your thoughts and your feelings and everything. But you can scientifically break down two of these main indicators that, okay, this position makes my body feel like I'm winning. This position makes my body feel like I'm under attack.
You're telling yourself that you're losing. Is it you're in parasympathetic if you're doing that?
Yeah, but you're always alternating between sympathetic and parasympathetic. And so it would be easy for me, as I'm saying this conversation like that, to make it be like villainizing hunching over. It's a beautiful position, right? So it's just
in yoga.
you want to have all of the colors of the palette, right? So if all you painted in the world was grays and blacks, then you'd have this gray and black painting. It wouldn't be a bad painting, it would just be a gray and black painting. So what we're saying is the Align Method is representing for people is like, here's all the colors, be able to throw some purples in there and some blues and some grays and
take
have
some
all
control
the
of it as well.
Whereas our modern environment forms us more continually into this gray color. And then depression is the #1 leading cause of disability in the world. Meanwhile, mechanically, we're moving into this.
From sitting down at desks and being on Instagram and being at work.
Yeah, there's a visual conversation there as well. You're staring up close all the time as opposed to being able to take in the distance. So looking out a window while you are, say, in a hospital, literally causes your body to need less pain medication. So just me having a little bit of nature and a little bit of distance to look out into, it's like, oh no, I can handle the pain. And it's like, it's not so painful, it's not so bad. But all of a sudden you put me into just a closed room, i.e. many offices, staring into a screen.
With artificial light as well.
Yeah, I become more sensitive to pain. It takes longer for my body to heal if I'm in a hospital environment.
So how can you sit, if you're at work for 8 hours a day, how should you be sitting at your desk, or should you be sitting at all?
So there's nothing wrong with being in a desk, there's nothing wrong with being in a chair. It's all just a quantity thing. So it's like the poisons in the dosage. So since we're little children in strollers and child seats in cars, like you start off as a baby and you're in that fetal position. And then you start to move and you start to cross your body and you start to do this cross crawl pattern, and then you start to extend your spine, and then you open your haunches, and then you're walking. And you're like, you're starting to become a little dude or a little chick. And then we say, okay, let's put you back into that fetal position.
It's unlearning everything, isn't it?
You're literally unlearning, yeah.
Yeah.
So those movement patterns, they're developmental neurologically as well. So as we go into adulthood, all of a sudden we're in that same hunched over desk position all the time, AKA your toilet, AKA the bus seat, the plane seat, your desk, your couch, your bed, as opposed to going all the way down to the ground, taking your body through that full range of motion. You just go back down to that 90 degrees and then back down. So we need that full range of motion in our hips and our knees and our ankles, and to circulate fluid through our whole body. It's been a part of our humanity since prehistory.
Yeah, since for thousands of years, and it's only the past.
But I didn't answer your question.
Yeah,
though.
what
I just went
can
on
we
a
do
tangent about
in
things.
the office?
So within that, when you're in the office, something you can pay attention to is just find the front edge of your sit bones. Right, so that's, again, a thing we just did in the workshop.
It's the grabasana one.
It's the grab ass. So we're gonna play grab ass. So you reach underneath your butt cheeks, grab onto your tuchus, and you're gonna pull straight posteriorly backwards. From there, what you'll find is ideally, you'll find the front edge of those bony landmarks in the middle of your butt cheeks, called the ischial tuberosities, or the sit bones. Most people, they need to raise their butts up, anywhere from like a foot, maybe a couple feet, or like just whatever the height is that you're able to get on the front edge of the sit bones. Start off with like a foot. And then from that position, now you can start to stack.
Does that mean if you're sitting in your chair, you put like a block onto your bum?
From you're sitting in your chair needs to be tall enough. So your chair should be tall enough that your hip is above your knee.
Okay.
So if you put a tennis ball on your leg, it would roll down. And what that will do is it'll put you onto the front edge of the sit bones.
Yeah, okay.
Now all of a sudden you're setting your spine up for alignment and success and confidence. And accessing more positive memories and upregulating testosterone and downregulating cortisol and all the things. So you can start to integrate that into like your time in the office just by getting the mechanics right. Get rid of leaning back on the back of your chair, spend more time on the front edge of the chair, and then if you do want to lean back, which is perfectly fine, get like some cushions or pillows or something like that to actually make it so that your spine is a little bit more forward. So envisioning, as I'm sitting on that chair, envisioning I have 100 pounds on my shoulders and it's driving down through my hips. If that were the case and I was in this position, I would destroy my spine. If I'm in this position, it would be totally fine. That rhymed, as did the word rhyme.
What else can you do when you're in the office?
Sit on the ground.
Yes, so would you say not standing desk?
Standing desks are great too.
Good? And
all of it is great. You just need variety. So ground is great because you're automatically gonna go through like we just went through.
Sitting,
so
straight.
You can go 90-90 position. You can cross your legs. You could be kneeling. You could be toe sitting. You could be in a squat for a second. You can go up into sitting on the chair then, and then you can go up into standing, and then you do it all over again.
You're constantly moving then throughout the day.
Yeah. So you're circulating all the fluids through your body.
What happens if you get pins and needles because I often sit cross-legged when I'm working at home.
Yeah.
And sometimes, if I'm there too long, I just get dead leg.
Change position.
You just change.
No big deal.
Yeah.
That's your body. That's your body saying, like, by the way, since ever, there's this little alarm system that says, oh, it's time to move. Oh, okay. Cool. It's time to move. Oh, okay, good.
And then you keep moving throughout the day and while you're working.
Yeah. There's an interesting lady called Joan Vernikos who has worked with NASA for like the last 30 years. And she studied the astronauts, the health of the astronauts while they're in space. And what she found was backloading or front loading, any form of loading, the fitness into one container at one moment throughout the day ended up being deleterious to the astronauts' bodies. Whereas if they would do little titrates, drops of fitness all throughout the day, their bodies came back quite fine. It was still impactful, but when you front load all that fitness into one little pocket and then let yourself go the rest of the day.
That's what so many people do. They'll spend 8 hours at work and then just go to the gym for an hour for like an intense session and think that somehow balances up being sedentary all day and then get injured because it's so
And what they found in the NASA stuff, they found that by doing that, front loading out of gravity like that, essentially creates this highly rapid aging process. So bones get brittle and muscle gets replaced with fat and your mind starts wandering. But if we can continue keeping that regular movement.
Yeah, so it's anti-aging to keep moving throughout the day.
Yeah, I mean, anti-aging is a word that might be like, it's kind of an interesting word.
Anti-degeneration in a way.
It's pro-life.
Pro-life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anti-aging. we're gonna die.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, if you're like one of those people that's like plans
But
on
you
living
can
to 200,
die kind
it's
of
like
young.
you need to work with that.
Yeah, you can die
That's
young and
fine.
energetic. Yeah.
Die
You're
young.
energized.
Die young at 110.
Yeah, you can go for that. That's the goal, right?
Yeah.
What would you say to people if they could change 3 things about their lives to improve their health? Just 3 things. What would it be?
Easy. 1, just take more walks. You know, like that's the foundation again. Like all this stuff, you know, if you want new information, look into old books.
Well, humans were designed for walking
Absolutely.
insane distances all around the globe.
It integrates the hemispheres of your brain and helps consolidate memories, and it's literally it's the pump mechanism that circulates fluids throughout your whole entire system. It's what keeps your body alive is that pattern. You know, it's potentially a huge part of what evolved our brains is going into bipedalism. All of a sudden, it's this whole entire new equation that our brains need to process. If you take us out of that, it's almost like a de-evolution in a way.
We weren't designed to be still for so long.
Stillness is beautiful because stillness, sometimes you're able to access your mind in a different way because you're not thinking about all the movement stuff. So move robustly in a wide variety of ranges of motion and also explore deep stillness.
And the other 2?
Hang. Yeah, so as
yes,
far as simple, easy
hanging.
things. Yes, as far as simple, easy things for people to do, like more history stuff, perhaps we come from more like arboreal creatures. You know, so our shoulders, monkey bars is actually a misnomer. It'd be more appropriate to call them 8 bars or human bars.
Human bars.
So this fancy, unnecessary word, brachiation, hanging off of stuff, human beings' shoulders are constructed better for that than a monkey's shoulders are. Like we are hangers.
Wow. You've got to hang.
We've got to hang. And so within that, when you are chronically in this rolled forward position that we're tying back to all like the emotional stuff and the thought stuff and the circulation stuff, a really simple fix for that is just spend time in this upright overhead range of motion with a little bit of decompression. It literally starts to change the shape of your shoulder girdle, the shoulder structure. And then you walk into the world and wow, I feel more confident, more upright, and I'm all of a sudden appear to be more successful and healthy and wealthy. You know, so people that move around the world in such a way that they look strong, confident, grounded, you want them on your team. Like it's those people that you see in the street and you're like, I don't know what it is, but like you look familiar, or like you're like an aspirational character. Like I just want to be near this.
Near the good energy.
Whereas if you're in kind of this position, it's saying get away.
And number 3?
Spend more time on the ground. So as far as one of the most effective things that a human could do to their home, change your environment, that's kind of another one, is observe your environment and see how that forms you, because you become your environment. You know, Winston Churchill said, paraphrasing something along the lines, first you build your house, then it begins to shape you. You know, so you start off, you design the house and you put the chairs there and the TV there and the couch there, and you know, and then it's like, all right, cool, now the molding begins. You know, so you go in there and you subtly become the house.
So be very intentional about how you design.
So put floor cushions in your house, put comfortable rugs in your house, put foam roller on the ground, put a yoga mat someplace, make it be nearby a window, put a floor sitting area, because if we're on the ground, we're in this position, it's like more normal to like stir each other up. We become kids. It's like a new adaptive environment.
Yeah. And what about sitting on the actual ground, on the earth?
Yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of electrical conversations that I'm not so expert with, but I'm really interested in it.
Yeah.
You know, grounding ourselves is, I think that's like, I personally am barefoot a lot, and ideally in grass, ideally near trees, because we're chronically surrounded by electromagnetic frequencies and cell phones and radiations, all that stuff. So having that opportunity to kind of discharge that, I find it myself very valuable. I'm not expert about it.
Yeah, especially in the morning. I think get sunlight and ground.
Yeah, all that, all the time.
Yeah, you always feel. That's why you feel so good on the beach.
That's true.
Yeah,
and the air that you're breathing at the beach, it's more electric. It's ionized. It's actually like more conductive air. So when we're in an air-conditioned room, we're breathing kind of more like dead air. So it's kind of like eating dead food versus vibrant, living, energetic food.
Yeah.
You know, so if I throw my food out into the grass, ideally within a few days, it's growing. If it doesn't grow, what's going to happen when it goes into my living body? It's probably going to take more energy to actually break down and assimilate that into something that I can use. Right, so if I put something that's like, it's growing, man, you put it in my face,
if
it's still
alive,
growing.
It gives you life as well, yeah, and keeps going.
Yeah.
And I think also with being in the office, getting outside.
Of course, that's it.
Yeah, getting outside, moving.
Yeah, screw your biohacks. Walk outside.
Yeah, start checking your tracker.
If you're not occasionally taking your shoes off and taking a walk in some grass and hanging from a tree and maybe paying attention to your breath and noticing, watching out into the distance so you can start to go into more of that parasympathetic calming, rest, digest. Like think every time you look out over to the ocean or over the mountains, you immediately go,
yeah.
Wow.
Take a deep breath.
Right? It's because your eyes are tied into the rest of your nervous system. You know, so if I'm contracted in this place where I'm contracting all those ciliary muscles and I'm elongating my eyeballs and I'm stressed to look and refract that light into my face, that's a stressed position. If I can look out a window, all of a sudden my body goes,
So design your environment that way to open you up.
Yeah. There's every aspect of your life is information. There's no aspect of your existence that doesn't send some form of information that your human organism interprets. So you can start to pull back, first do the fundamental stuff, go take a walk and take your shoes off and expose your eyes and your skin to the sun and breathe through your nose. There's more about that in the book. The simple things, connect with people, meaningful relationships, and then from there start looking at other stuff. December 24th, but it's on pre-sale now.
So you can get it.
You can put the link or something.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time here today and for the workshop that you just ran too.
You're welcome.
If people want to follow you and find out more about you, where should they go?
So for me, everything is a line podcast. So ALIGN podcast. That's on Instagram. That's all the social media handles. If people have interest in actually learning more about the movement components, they can go on to the 5-day movement challenge. It's on the very front page, and people dig that. It's like 5 simple videos, breaks down everything about the ground and the hanging and the breathing and all the stuff that we were just talking about.
We'll put links to that, definitely.
Cool.
Send that. Thank you so much.
Welcome, thank you.